Hello students, this is Prasad here to give introduction about the subject transformers and generators, that is 18E33. You are studied in your first year in the subject basic electrical engineering. Many things about the transformers, generators, DC as well as AC generators, regarding many electrical equipment you have studied. In this subject, we are going to study the details of these machines. Let us see a subject at a glance. This subject is purely deals with the electrical machines. Apart from electrical motors, remaining all the machines are included here. That is transformer, DC generator as well as alternators, means AC generators. Yes, what is a transformer? You have studied the transformer chapter in your basic electrical engineering. Let us see the definition of a transformer. It's a static device work on the principle of magnetic induction which transfers electrical energy from one circuit to another circuit which are magnetically coupled without changing in its power and frequency. This is what the one of the important term, that is without changing in its power and frequency. See, here electricity or electric energy is not transformed to other circuit by electrical connection, but it is transferring through the magnetic connections or magnetic coupling. Means the two circuits are coupled magnetically. There is no electrical connection between two circuits, but there is a connection of magnetic coupling. So from one circuit to another circuit, electric energy is transferred, and the main thing is what? There is no change in power and frequency. We may get some losses, but we will consider that output plus losses is equal to input. So we can conclude that there is no change in power. Also, there will not be any changes in the frequency. So let us see the different classification of the transformers. Based on the type, transformer is classified as core type transformers as well as shell type transformers. This is mainly based on the type. Usually we are using the core type transformers, and there are few shell type transformers also available. And depending upon the number of phases, we will classify it as single phase transformers as well as three phase transformers. Usually in the power stations, generating stations, we will see the three phase transformers, or linear distribution transformers also three phase transformers, and whatever we are seeing in our labs and all, that are the single phase transformers. And once again, it is based on the placements, means where we are going to install the transformer is classified as indoor and outdoor transformers. Here mainly thing is regarding the terminal box of the transformer. Means outdoor transformers are having different types of terminal boxes, or in indoor it is different one, because in indoor we will be having cable boxes, because that indoor underground cables are coming that need to be connected. And in outdoor transformers we are going to connect the bushings and all, because overhead transmission lines are connected to that one. And based on the load, this transformer is once again classified as power transformers and distribution transformers. The big transformers rated in MVAs, that is called as power transformers, which is used in generating stations, receiving stations, like that. And distribution transformers are usually at the utility side. So see, this is a symbolic representation of a transformer. On a single core, two windings are placed. So let us take primary and secondary windings, where N1 is the number of turns in the primary winding and N2 is the number of turns in the secondary winding. Depending upon these turns, your voltage varies. You know the voltage ratio, that is V2 by V1, or secondary voltage by primary voltage, is same as N2 by N1, that is the secondary turns by primary turns. What happens here? We will giving the AC supply to primary side or primary winding. Because of that, current I1 is flowing in the primary coil. When current I1 is flowing in the primary coil, it induces the EMF. Once EMF is induced in the primary coil, because of the flowing current, it will produces a flux. That flux is comes in contact with the secondary coil. So secondary induced EMF we are going to get at the secondary side. So the flux is same for both primary and secondary coils. That's what your frequency will be same. So there are different losses in the transformers. Mainly it is classified as one is iron losses, another one is copper losses. Iron losses are nothing but the constant losses. Even though transformer is having any load or no load, if transformer is on, these losses will be there. This losses is called as constant losses. And copper losses are usually called as variable losses. It is purely dependent upon the load current. When load changes, this load losses also going to varies. These losses are called as I square R losses. Because of the changes in I, there will be changes in the losses. So in this subject, we are also going to study the parallel operation of the transformers. Sometimes we need to have the more than one transformer to operate in a single connection. Then we need to go for the parallel operation. And also there are some different types of transformers available, that is called as auto transformers, where single winding transformers are there. Using the single winding transformers, we will get the smooth variation in the output voltage. And different types of another transformer is the tertiary winding transformers. We will having apart from primary and secondary, there will be one more winding called tertiary winding, which can be used as control winding. Let us coming to the DC generator. So as we know, transformer is a static device. Coming to the generators, these are the rotating devices. In rotating devices, mainly two things. One is stator, another one is rotor. Stator is a stationary device and rotor is a rotating device. In DC generators, armature is rotating and field is stationary. Means field produces the fluxes and armature cuts the flux, and EMF is induced in the armature. Let us see in the DC generator. As we know, there are field winding placed on the poles. It is stationary, called as stator. When external DC supply is given to that particular field, it produces field fluxes. When armature is rotating, it is going to cut the field fluxes. Because of that, conductors in the armature will get the induced EMF. So that EMF is passed through the commutator from AC to, it will be converting it as DC. So this is what the construction of the DC generator. You might have studied this one in your previous subject. So there are once again types of DC generators. Based on the excitation, it is classified as separately excited generator as well as self-excited generators. Where separately excited generated means the field winding is given separately. In self-excited generator, field winding is connected togetherly with the armature winding. Once again, self-excited generators are classified as shunt generators, series generator as well as compound generators. In this subject, we are going to study regarding the commutation process as well as armature reaction of this DC generator. Next one is alternators, or we are calling it as AC generators. Here, as I told you, in the DC generator, armature is rotating, field is stationary. In this case, that is reverse. Means armature is stationary here and field is rotating. So it has got this advantage that armature is stationary because we can take the induced EMF easily outside. And many generating stations are connected with these alternators. Mainly, whatever alternators we are using are of two different types. That is one is salient pole alternator, another one is non-salient pole alternator. This is because of the type of the rotor we are going to use. If rotor is projected one, then it is called as salient pole. If the rotor is cylindrical one, then it is called as non-salient pole or cylindrical rotor. Usually these salient pole generators are called as projected pole generators because the pole is projected, and non-salient pole alternator is having the uniform distribution of the windings throughout the periphery of the rotor. This is what regarding the introduction about your subject. So in the next classes we will going to see the different things about all the three machines and we will go in depth. Thank you.